The food at Platinum Yucatan Princess, the adults only all-inclusive resort in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. So what is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I recently went to Platinum Yucatan Princess and I really enjoyed myself, but I wanted to make a honest review about the food because when we are going to an all-inclusive, the food and the drinks definitely matter. So I wanted to make a video, as I have made countless videos on my channel for all the resorts I have been to when it comes to the food. So the food here at Platinum Yucatan Princess, I did thoroughly enjoy. They had so many options at the actual buffet, and they had really good selections of different international and American and Mexican dishes that I did not find, especially the Mexican dishes, in a lot of other resorts. They do try to cater more to their, international clientele at some resorts as opposed to really demonstrating the Mexican cuisine. So here I actually did enjoy that they had a good amount of traditional Mexican cuisine here, and on top of it they had a separate station that was only making the Mexican cuisine and their traditional dishes, which I really did appreciate. And you will find everything that you want here at the buffet. The breakfast buffet was my favorite time at the buffet. I normally don't eat breakfast, but for some reason, anytime I come to an all-inclusive, I am up at 9 a.m. and ready to go and on my way to that breakfast buffet, so I do not miss it. And I just love really the variety of it and everything that you can choose from. And I really like this breakfast buffet as well because it did have juices, it had natural juices, there was yogurts and fruits and so many other healthier options as well if you do not eat kind of the American breakfast or even the English breakfast, which is beans and sausage and breads. So I really did enjoy that as well, because as much as I love the breakfast buffet, I normally don't go for the very super heavy options. So it was definitely great. They had an omelet station, and everything that I had was just really good. And again, I was going more for the traditional Mexican cuisine that they did have. So at the buffet, I cannot lie, everything that I ate there, I thoroughly enjoyed. The one thing that I did want to mention and why I started, wanting to give a more honest review was that unfortunately, some of the specialty dining just really fell short for me. So I really wanted to make sure that I addressed that in this video, and then also how you guys are going to get into the specialty dining, because every single resort has some type of different, rules that they do on their resort. So here at the Platinum Yucatan Princess, you cannot book your reservations for the any of the specialty dining beforehand. So you only can it's first come, first serve. And during the busy season, there is going to be lines outside of some of the specialty dining. So you always want to make sure that you're either, you're getting there at kind of like a lower traffic area. So either like 6 p.m. or you'd go into a later, a later time at around like 8:30, 9 p.m. Now, the one thing though is that men are required to wear slacks and regular closed-toed dress shoes in the specialty dining. Now, you don't have to do that at the dinner buffet. That is not necessary if you guys decide to go, to the buffet for dinner. That's definitely not an issue at all when it comes to how you're going to be dressed. And the dinner buffet, I thoroughly enjoyed as well. There was just so much selection, meats and pastas and vegetables, so many things to choose from. So if that's something that you guys are going to be doing, men, you do not have to get dressed up for the dinner buffet. But if you are choosing to go to any of the specialty dining restaurants like Bruschetta or Rodeo or the other international the other international specialty dining, which I don't even remember the name of it because that's how underwhelming it is. And it was, and we are getting to that in just a second, along with some video footage of that restaurant, the dishes itself. But if you are planning on going to any of the specialty dining restaurants here at the Platinum Yucatan, men, you guys do need to wear slacks and you cannot go in sandals. The same thing with women. Now with women, we do have dress sandals. So, they're not looking for us to go in with, closed-toed stiletto heels or something along those lines, but you cannot go, even ladies, you cannot go in your beach attire if you decide to do any of the specialty dining restaurants. Also, if you do not know, here at the Platinum Yucatan Princess, you do have access to the other sister resorts that are on the Princess compound. So you do have access to the other specialty dining options at the other resorts on the compound. So definitely look that up. But here at the Platinum Yucatan Princess Adults Only, I highly recommend Rodeo and Bruschetta. Now, unfortunately, again, I don't even remember the name of it, but the international, dining that is right next to Bruschetta was probably the most flavorless, underwhelming meal I have ever had in my entire 20 years of going to all-inclusive resorts here in Mexico and throughout the Caribbean. The menu itself looked so good. I was so excited. They had escargot, they had bone marrow. So I chose this over bruschetta, even though all the workers kept on telling me to go to bruschetta, but I kind of was not in the mood for Italian. So everything came out. It looked beautifully presented. I was so excited to eat it, and everything had no flavor. I was looking at my husband thinking, okay, is it me or is this just not have flavor? And then I'm calling the waiter over, asking for salt, asking for pepper, asking for hot sauce, asking for chili flakes, literally asking for anything to make the dishes better. This shrimp dish, I do have to say, probably was the most flavorful of the evening. And the beef entree also that we got was good, but we had ordered it medium rare and the thing just came out completely rare, guys. So unfortunately for me, that was probably the most underwhelming experience I've ever had at a resort. So stay away from that restaurant, guys, and just go to Bruschetta and Rodeo. Those were definitely the best restaurants there, and the buffet. I hope this video was helpful. Until next time, guys.